Okay, everyone, I would just like to say a few words about Adam because I knew him probably for about 23, 24 years. We're talking about a long time. We actually had a mutual friend who unfortunately died in a car accident back in May 2006, very good friend. We were both friendly with, so when we were studying in university, he used to come sometimes for a Shabbat, or if there was an event going on, he would come. He was very close to this other person. We were both very friendly with, so we met him there. So he used to come for Shabbat, and even from the first time we met him, it was like always he had. If there was someone in the room that you could speak to for 2, 3, 4 hours, that was Adam. Adam wasn't a kind of person that would be like one day here, there, everywhere, like maybe some people had. He had like this, let's say, gift, like if you're with him at that point in time, he will invest. He will sit with you, whatever kind of person the person is, even if it's not necessarily his personality type, it was straight away, you're guaranteed to end up engaging with him for an hour, 2 hours, about any topic he could bring about. But it wasn't like a 2-minute thing, he was really, really, like, when it came to loyalty, especially if someone was a close friend or someone he's spoken to, there was no one like him, pretty much. And I remember just, even during the Shiva, just going to the house at the time and seeing all the paintings on the wall. This was just recently. You could see everything was achdut, it was unity. In the picture you can see a rabbi, like say in a black hat, and a chayal, a soldier, arm in arm by the kotel, just together embracing each other. You could see the pictures of all the different rabbanim he had, like every different kind of, 5, 6 totally different kind of rabbanim. And he put a picture of all of them together on the wall. And that was him. It was like every single kind of person, every single personality type, that was, he would invest in that. He would speak to that. And I remember one time, I think it was, he came, I think, to yeshiva after, I don't know if he went to university or not, I can't remember. He came to visit us when we were in university, but I think he was working. He was always very, very hard working and would give everything, 100%. So I think it was, he came to yeshiva, if I'm not mistaken. I think he spent a period of time in Medrash Shmuel and maybe other yeshivot also at one time, then eventually made Aliyah. So I remember, I think it was one time in 2008, I had like a distant relative that was learning in, I think, Medrash Shmuel at the time, very distant relative, and Israeli, that hardly speaks any English. And he's quite quiet, he's not that social. This a distant cousin of mine, let's just say, the Israeli person. So what do I see? I'm in, I think, the Slichot in Rav Elbaz's Beit Knesset at 1:30 in the morning. Who I see? I see Adam, and I see my cousin, who's like, it's very difficult when he's not like a social person, it's difficult. And he's with him the whole time, and I see him on the Shabbat the next week in Medrash Shmuel, he's sitting next to him. And that was Adam. He would, it was every kind of personality, and especially if, maybe it was more difficult for people people might have struggled socially, or it might have been difficult, people to follow in the crowd. He would actually make sure those people will be included, but not in a small way. He would actually sit with them, be with them, be friends with them, take them out, engage with them, learn with them. Everyone was like equal when it came to Adam Nathan's world. It was like as the rabbi said just a minute ago, that it was a nimumot. It was everything inside. He actually saw it. And I think one time, also in Liverpool, I was sitting with him. This was in the university. I mean, we lived in a Jewish student's house. He wasn't living there. He came to visit. So we were just, I remember I got like into the deepest conversation, probably with somebody in the university, and it happened to be that hour with Adam. It was like talking about life. He was talking about how we should reflect on everything. Even though maybe at that stage he wasn't maybe so learned, or maybe, I don't know how observant he was. He was always, I think, Masorti, but he was still like, you could see the innerness, within regards to him, the hipodadut he was doing, the trying to have self-growth, even at that stage, before he was even in the yeshiva. At that point in time, that was very much Adam, and that's something that always, I think, with him, it was reflection, it was loyalty, it was investing in people, it was speaking to people, it was deepness. And that's, sometimes we need that. We come into life, so many of us, just out there in this world, especially in this, all different countries of the world, whatever size, society, people are in there, thinking about jealousy, showing off, being better than everyone else, not giving anyone else time. There's this Gen Z nowadays, we call it, where it's all me in this generation, where there's multi-millionaires and, they don't want to give to other people as a general thing. That was like the total opposite to what Adam totally represented throughout since 24 years, and that's something that everyone, I think, in humanity can actually take from Adam. So, Be'ez Hashem, we should always do things L'Ilui Nishmat, a lot of mitzvot in his memory, and whatever we can do, have in mind his great acts, and Be'ez Hashem will all be perpetuated, Be'ez Hashem, and there'll just be blessings to all his family and his wife and kids, and just brachot and just success forever, infinitely. And Be'ez Hashem will be back. We're at a time period, Be'ez Hashem, where we're going to have Moshiach here, with all the Simanim are surely here, and we'll all be reunited with him, and all our loved ones, Be'ez Hashem. So, Be'ez Hashem.